Imagine lying in bed, your legs heavy and your knees throbbing like they're full of hot coals. You roll over, hoping to get comfortable, but your hips grind and your lower back pulses with a dull ache that just won't let you rest. For so many seniors, inflammation doesn't just show up during the day, it follows you into the night, stealing the one thing your body desperately needs to repair itself: deep, healing sleep. What most people over 60 don't realize is that the very stiffness, swelling, and nerve pain they feel at night are often magnified by silent choices made in the hours before bed. And here's the hopeful part: changing just one small thing you sip before sleep can make the difference between tossing and turning in agony and waking up refreshed with lighter joints and calmer nerves. Tonight, we're going to uncover 3 powerful bedtime drinks that are backed by science, simple to prepare, and proven to soothe inflammation in your joints, muscles, and nerves, so you can finally whisper goodbye to nighttime pain. So what's really happening inside your body when inflammation refuses to calm down? After 60, your immune system shifts gears. Cells that once acted like firemen, rushing to put out tiny sparks of damage, begin to overreact. Instead of putting out flames, they pour fuel on them. Doctors call this inflaming, and it's one of the hidden reasons why so many seniors struggle with swollen ankles, aching knees, burning feet, or stiff fingers that just won't bend in the morning. A study in 2022 from the National Institute on Aging explained it clearly. As you get older, your cells produce more inflammatory molecules, but your body produces fewer anti-inflammatory signals to balance them. This means the scale tips in favor of constant irritation. And when you try to sleep, the body has a harder time repairing the tissues that were damaged during the day. That's why a small injury in your 30s would heal overnight. But in your 70s, the same soreness might linger for weeks. The food and drink you put in your body are one of the most powerful levers you have to tip the balance back in your favor. Late-night sugar, processed snacks, or even certain healthy teas can feed the fire and make your nerves scream louder. But the right drinks, taken just before bedtime, act like cool water on hot coals. They soothe the immune system, lower inflammatory chemicals in your bloodstream, and relax tight muscles so you can drift into the kind of sleep where real healing takes place. And the best part, these are not exotic or expensive powders. They're simple, delicious drinks you can prepare in your own kitchen, and in a moment, we'll count down the 3 most powerful options, saving the most surprising one for last. Number 1 is something almost no one talks about, yet it may be the single fastest way to quiet nerve pain at night. Let's begin the countdown with number 3. This is one of the oldest remedies in the world, yet modern science is finally catching up to why it works. I'm talking about golden milk, a warm bedtime drink made with turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and milk, or a plant-based alternative. For centuries, healers in India recommended this golden drink as a cure for joint stiffness and nighttime pain. But only in the last 2 decades have scientists discovered the active compound inside turmeric, curcumin, which directly blocks the inflammatory pathway in your body known as NF-kappa. That's the same pathway many prescription drugs target, but curcumin does it gently and naturally. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food showed that seniors who consumed curcumin daily experienced significantly reduced joint swelling and improved mobility in just 8 weeks. Imagine taking your first sip of golden milk tonight and noticing, within 2 weeks, that your knees no longer feel like rusty hinges when you get out of bed. The trick is in the preparation. Curcumin by itself is hard for the body to absorb. That's why traditional recipes always included black pepper, which contains piperine, a compound that boosts curcumin absorption by over 2,000%. Warm milk, whether it's dairy, almond, or oat, provides healthy fats that also help your body take in more of the healing power. You simply warm a cup of your chosen milk, stir in half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and if you like, a sprinkle of cinnamon for extra blood sugar control. Sip it slowly about 30 minutes before bed, and you'll notice not only the warmth spreading through your stomach but a gentle calming of your nerves and muscles as you prepare to sleep. One woman in her late 70s told researchers she finally slept through the night without waking from knee pain after adding golden milk to her bedtime routine for just. Now, let's move on to number 2, and this one is especially powerful if you suffer from restless legs, muscle cramps, or that burning nerve pain that seems to creep in just as you're trying to fall asleep. I'm talking about tart cherry juice. At first, it sounds too simple. Cherries, really? But here's the surprising truth. Tart cherries are one of the richest natural sources of anthocyanins, plant compounds that directly calm inflammatory chemicals in your bloodstream. In fact, a 2019 study in the journal Nutrients found that older adults who drank just 8 ounces of tart cherry juice before bed not only experienced less inflammation, but they also slept longer and deeper. That's because tart cherries don't just cool inflammation, they naturally boost your melatonin, the hormone your brain needs to regulate sleep cycles. So in one glass, you're getting joint-soothing relief and a gentle nudge into restorative sleep. Imagine sipping a small glass of this ruby-red juice after dinner, and by the time your head hits the pillow, your calves stop twitching, your feet no longer burn, and your eyes close with ease. One senior in that same study reported that, after 2 weeks of adding tart cherry juice to her evenings, she was able to sleep a full 7 hours without waking to rub her aching knees. That's the kind of change that doesn't just improve your night, it transforms your entire next day. With better sleep, inflammation markers in your blood drop even further, creating a cycle of healing that builds with each night. The key is to choose 100% tart cherry juice, not the sweetened, cocktail versions you often see on grocery shelves. Those are loaded with sugar, and sugar is one of the fastest ways to fuel inflammation. Pure tart cherry juice is more sour than sweet, but you can dilute it with water or mix it into a warm chamomile tea for a double calming effect. Some people even warm it gently and sip it like a nighttime tonic. If you do, you're giving your joints a bath in anti-inflammatory compounds while signaling your nervous system to slow down for the night. And speaking of nerves, let's pause here to understand why they often flare up worse at night. Neuropathy, tingling, or burning in the feet and legs is incredibly common after 60%, especially for those with diabetes, circulatory issues, or even just long years of wear and tear. At night, when you finally lie down, blood flow shifts, and nerves that were somewhat distracted during the day now fire more intensely. Inflammation around those nerves acts like static on a telephone wire. It garbles the signal and creates pain where there should be calm. A study from Johns Hopkins University in 2021 found that lowering nighttime inflammation not only reduced neuropathy pain but also improved seniors' balance and walking speed the next morning. That's because calmer nerves mean better communication between your brain and your muscles. And that's the beauty of tart cherry juice. It's not just masking pain, it's restoring the clarity of those nerve signals. Now, I want you to picture this. You've had your golden milk a few nights this week and felt your knees loosen. Then you try adding tart cherry juice the next night. Suddenly, not only are your joints calmer, but your mind drifts into sleep without the tossing and turning. You've grown used to it. After a week, your mornings start to feel different. You get out of bed without bracing yourself against the dresser. Your walk to the kitchen feels lighter. Even your mood begins to shift, because nothing drains joy like pain that never rests. This is the ripple effect when you target inflammation at night. But remember, we're still not at number 1, the most overlooked bedtime drink that can transform aching joints, stubborn muscle spasms, and nerve irritation in ways most seniors have never heard of. And before I reveal it, I want to give you one more piece of perspective about why bedtime matters so much more than any other time of day. During the night, your brain and your body enter what scientists call the cycle. It's like the cleaning crew that only shows up while you sleep. Spinal fluid flows through your brain, washing out toxins that build up during the day, including inflammatory waste products that contribute to arthritis, dementia, and even Alzheimer's disease. If inflammation is raging unchecked, that cleaning crew can't do its job properly. But when you calm inflammation with the right drink before bed, you're opening the door to one of the most powerful repair systems nature ever designed. That's why so many seniors notice not just less pain, but sharper memory and clearer thinking when they start these rituals. Think of it as stacking the deck in your favor. You can't always control what's happening in your joints. Decades of use take their toll. But you can control the signals you send your body at night. Sip the wrong thing, like a sugary cocoa or a late-night soda, and you tell your immune system to stay on high alert. Sip the right thing, and you tell it, the battle is over, it's time to heal. That message, repeated night after night, is what helps your body turn the corner from constant inflammation to steady recovery. Now, Are you ready for the number one drink? This final remedy might surprise you because it's hiding in plain sight. You probably have it in. Here it is, the number one bedtime drink that most seniors overlook, yet it may be the single fastest way to calm inflamed joints, soothe overworked muscles, and quiet screaming nerves so you can finally rest. It's simple, humble, and probably sitting in your kitchen right now. I'm talking about warm ginger tea. Now, before you dismiss it as too ordinary, listen closely. Ginger is one of the most researched natural anti-inflammatories on the planet. Its active compounds, called ginger and chagols, work like natural painkillers. They directly block the production of pro-inflammatory molecules such as prostaglandins and cytokines, the very same culprits that drive arthritis, nerve irritation, and swollen muscles. In fact, a 2020 study in the journal Phytotherapy Research found that seniors who consumed ginger daily experienced up to a 30% reduction in chronic knee pain and swelling within just 12 weeks. That's not a vague maybe, that's a measurable drop in inflammation. But here's why ginger tea at night is so powerful. Unlike golden milk or tart cherry juice, which are wonderful in their own right, ginger has a unique ability to improve circulation. That means more oxygen and nutrients flowing to tired joints and muscles while you sleep. Imagine your knees, which feel stiff and creaky during the day, finally being bathed in fresh, healing blood overnight. Picture your swollen fingers loosening, or those burning nerves in your feet calming as circulation carries away inflammatory waste products. One gentleman in his late 60s shared in a clinical follow-up that after sipping warm ginger tea nightly for a month, he could finally play 9 holes of golf without his back seizing up. That's the difference improved circulation makes, and the preparation couldn't be easier. Take a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root, slice it thin, and simmer it in a cup of water for about 10 minutes. Strain it, add a teaspoon of honey if you like, and sip it warm. The heat extracts more of those anti-inflammatory compounds, and the ritual itself tells your nervous system it's time to wind down. If fresh ginger isn't available, a good quality ginger tea bag will do. And for an even stronger effect, some people combine it with a squeeze of lemon, which adds vitamin C to support collagen repair in joints, or mix it with chamomile for an extra calming effect on nerves. The flavor is bold, a little spicy, but deeply soothing as it warms your chest and stomach. What makes ginger tea number one on this list isn't just the science, it's the sheer number of systems it helps at once. For joints, it reduces inflammatory swelling. For muscles, it improves blood flow and delivers nutrients. For nerves, it quiets the chemical messengers that scream pain. And for sleep, it relaxes your digestive tract and calms your mind, making it easier to drift off. That's for benefits in one simple cup. It's no wonder that in traditional Chinese medicine, ginger tea was prescribed not just for pain but for restoring harmony in the body overnight. Think about how this could play out in your own life. You sip a warm cup of ginger tea an hour before bed, the gentle spice tingles on your tongue. By the time you lay down, you feel your stomach relax, your legs feel less heavy, and your mind isn't racing with worry about whether you'll sleep. You drift off, and in the morning, you notice something different. Your hands aren't stiff when you reach for your glasses. Your ankles don't feel like balloons when you swing out of bed. You walk to the bathroom with steadier steps, because the inflammation that haunted you yesterday has finally loosened its grip. That's not magic. That's your body doing what it's always wanted to do, repair itself. But finally, given the chance because you removed the roadblocks. And here's something else most people don't know. Ginger doesn't just reduce inflammation in the short term. Regular use can actually lower levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of chronic inflammation linked to arthritis, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's risk. A 2018 trial in older adults showed that daily ginger supplementation lowered CRP levels by up to 28% in under 2 months. That means less wear and tear, not just on your joints but on your brain, your arteries, and your immune system as a whole. So this little root doesn't just help you tonight, it's helping protect your tomorrows. Now you might be wondering, should you drink all three, golden milk, tart cherry juice, and ginger tea? The answer is yes, but not all at once. Rotate them. One night, enjoy golden milk to target joint swelling. Another night, sip tart cherry juice to boost melatonin and nerve calm. And when you want the strongest overall impact, reach for ginger tea. This way, you're hitting inflammation from different angles, keeping your body guessing and giving your repair systems the broadest possible support. Think of it like having 3 tools in your toolbox instead of just one hammer. Here's a comforting tip. Create a bedtime ritual around these drinks. Dim the lights, put away screens, and let the preparation itself become part of your wind down. As you stir the turmeric into your milk, or pour the ruby juice into a glass, or simmer ginger on the stove, remind yourself that you are actively healing. Seniors who adopt rituals like this don't just see less pain, they often report less anxiety, better digestion, and even improved mood. That's because your brain craves signals of safety and routine. And when your brain feels safe, your body releases tension, inflammation drops, and deep sleep comes easier. Now picture this scene. Evelyn, age 74, had been struggling with hip pain for years. She dreaded the nights because she knew the aching would keep her awake. Her doctor prescribed pain medication, but it left her groggy and didn't stop the swelling. Then she started sipping ginger tea at bedtime. Within 3 weeks, she noticed her hips didn't throb as much when she rolled over. By 6 weeks, she was sleeping 6 hours straight for the first time in a decade. And one morning, she realized she could climb the stairs to her front porch without pausing halfway. Her body hadn't given up on her. It had simply needed the chance to heal. That's what I want you to take away tonight. Your body is always trying to repair itself. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, those repair systems are still there. They just need less interference and more support. And something as small as the drink you choose before bed can tip the balance between a night of pain and a night of restoration. Whether you start with golden milk, tart cherry juice, or ginger tea, you're giving your body a message it desperately needs. The fire is cooling. You are safe. It's time to heal. And remember, you don't have to wait months to notice the change. Many seniors feel the difference in just a week or two. The swelling is a little less. The burning in the feet eases. The fingers unclench. The nights stretched longer. Small victories that add up to a bigger truth. Inflammation doesn't have to rule your nights. You have tools. You have choices. You have hope. So now I'll ask you, which one will you try first? Will it be the golden milk with its soothing, ancient roots, the tart cherry juice with its sleep-boosting power, or the bold, healing warmth of ginger tea? Share your answer in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because your next decade can feel lighter, freer, and more comfortable than the last. Give your body the chance, and it will always choose healing. So now you know, 3 simple bedtime drinks with the power to fight back against the silent fire of inflammation that robs you of your nights and your mornings. Golden milk to loosen stiff joints, tart cherry juice to quiet restless nerves and deepen your sleep, and ginger tea to improve circulation. Pain and protect your body long term. These aren't exotic pills or expensive treatments. They're natural gifts you can prepare in your own kitchen, starting tonight. But here's the truth. I don't want you to forget, your body has never given up on you. Even if you've felt defeated by swollen ankles, aching knees, or burning feet, your body is always working behind the scenes to repair. The problem is, inflammation has been standing in the way like a locked door. Every time you choose one of these drinks at night, you're sliding the key into that lock and telling your cells, go ahead, do what you were designed to do. And that's why these changes can feel so fast. Not because they're magical, but because your body has been waiting, sometimes for years, for a clear path to healing. Think about how your life will look once you put this into practice. You sip golden milk on Monday night and notice your morning knees aren't as stiff. Tuesday, you try tart cherry juice, and for the first time in months, you sleep through without jolting awake from nerve pain. Wednesday, you brew ginger tea and realize the next morning your ankles don't feel like lead when you stand. It builds, night after night. The small victories stack up until one day you wake up and realize you've reclaimed something precious. The ability to rest, to move, to smile without pain shadowing every moment. I want you to hear this clearly. It's not too late. You don't need to resign yourself to restless nights or mornings of pain. Seniors in their 70s, 80s, even 90s have felt the difference from these remedies. Remember Evelyn, who walked upstairs again without stopping? Or the gentleman who played golf without seizing up after his nightly ginger tea? Their stories prove what research already shows. Inflammation is not a life sentence. It is something you can calm, reduce, and in many cases, reverse. And if you're sitting there wondering, will this really work for me? Ask yourself this: what do you have to lose by trying? These are safe, natural, nourishing drinks. At worst, you enjoy a soothing bedtime ritual. At best, you wake up feeling like yourself again, lighter, freer, able to move without wincing. Imagine being able to kneel in the garden again, or walk with your grandchild without stopping to rest, or simply climb into bed at night without fear of the burning, throbbing, restless pain that's been haunting you. That is what's at stake, not just less pain, but more life. Here's a simple way to get started. Pick one drink and commit to trying it for 7 nights, just 1 week. Pay attention each morning. Notice even the smallest changes. Maybe you wake up less stiff, or sleep 1 extra hour, or feel steadier on your feet. Then, after a week, rotate to the next drink. Give it the same 7-night test. By the end of 3 weeks, you'll know which one your body responds to best. Some seniors find golden milk is their miracle. Others swear by tart cherry juice, and many can't live without ginger tea. The point isn't to guess, it's to give your body the chance to show you what works. And don't forget the power of the ritual itself. In a world full of noise, screens, and stress, creating a calming bedtime moment is medicine all by itself. Turn down the lights, warm your drink, take slow sips, and let your body shift gears from fight to rest. Your immune system listens to these signals. When you tell it the battle is over, it lays down its weapons. Inflammation eases, healing begins, and you drift into the kind of sleep your body has been begging for. Now, I want to leave you with this thought: your next decade can feel better than your last. Pain doesn't have to define aging. Yes, your body changes after 60, but those changes don't have to steal your joy. Every sip of these drinks is a small act of defiance against pain, a reminder that you're still in control, that you still have choices. So here's my question for you. Which one will you try first tonight? Will it be the golden milk, rich and soothing, the tart cherry juice with its ruby glow, or the spicy, warming ginger tea? Tell me in the comments, I'd love to know. And if you found hope in this message, give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because every week we share powerful, natural tools like this, tools that help you take back your nights, calm your pain, and live your best years, starting now. Remember, your body wants to heal. Give it the right tools, and it will. Sip wisely. Tonight, sleep deeply,